Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2443 with a release date of Friday, August 23rd, 2024, to follow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The following is a QST. A Chinese rocket spews fragments of debris into space. A new repeater fills an MCOM's gap in Canada. And Newsline celebrates this year's Young Ham of the Year in Huntsville. All this and more as Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2443 comes your way right now.
From around the world, this is Newsline, Amateur Radio's independent, on-the-air news and bulletin service. Now, reporting from Union, Kentucky, here's Neil Rapp, WB9VPG.
Week's report with a rocket launch that has created a mess in space. The recent launch of China's Long March 6A rocket, which sent 18 broadband internet satellites into polar orbit, has added to the proliferation of space debris. A malfunction of the rocket's upper stage sent more than 700 fragments into a high orbit of 800 kilometers. According to a report by the AMSAT News Service, their orbital decay will take at least 25 years. The satellites themselves are part of the new constellation by Shanghai Spacecom Satellite Technology. Known as Thousand Sails, the constellation is expected to expand to include as many as 14,000 satellites. It is considered a direct competitor to Starlink, Project Kuiper, and OneWeb. Friendships are high on the list of things that many of us value in amateur radio, and a recent get-together in Europe for one group of YLs marked a chance to reach that sisterhood. And to get on the air, of course, Jeremy Boot, G4NJH, has that story.
5 summers after they'd first successfully celebrated their friendship and shared love of amateur radio, an international group of 22 YLs returned to the contest station in Moravia in the Czech Republic, where it had all begun. Eva, HB9FPM, believed it was time for an even bigger event at the top-class contest station OK5Z, where YLs from 11 nations gathered between the 4th and the 10th of August. Using the call sign OL88YL, they chased DX from the massive antenna farm and taking the time to learn how to build their own dipoles under the guidance of Marcus, HB9HVG, and Andreas, HB9JOE. The 20 and 15 meter antennas were then tested over the next 2 days at 3 SOTA summits that were also part of the Worldwide Fauna and Flora Award scheme. There were moments of celebration too when Hans, PB2T, of the Yasmi Foundation presented their Excellence Awards to Raisa, R1BIG, for her promotion of amateur radio on her YouTube channel. When not on the air, the YLs toured places rich in the region's cultural history. For those traveling from Poland, Japan, Luxembourg, Turkey, and the UK, the Russian Federation, and elsewhere, the long 5-year wait to be together again ended happily. This is Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
For a short look at how the YLs spent their time, follow the link in the text version of this week's newscast at arnewsline.org. 2 AMSAT organizations are planning major gatherings in October, spaced just 2 weeks apart. Kevin Trotman, N5PRE, tells us about them both.
Satellite enthusiasts have a busy 2 weekends in October, starting with the UK Space Colloquium and annual general meeting being held on the 12th and 13th of October. At the same time, the Radio Society of Great Britain holds its convention. Organizers have said they will release details about the topics being covered closer to the event. Meanwhile, registration has opened for the 42nd Annual AMSAT Space Symposium, an annual general meeting which is taking place in Tampa, Florida on the 25th and 26th of October. The weekend will also include an AMSAT Ambassador Breakfast on the morning of October 27th. Organizers are looking for presenters on a variety of topics for the symposium and are asking for anyone interested to immediately submit a working title for their talk. Final copies of the presentations are due no later than the 18th of October, so they can be included in the proceedings. Send all submissions to Dan Schultz, N8FGV, at n8fgv@usa.net. The symposium will be held on Saturday the 26th, the same day as the annual general meeting. This is Kevin Trotman, N5PRE.
The The Voice of America has plans to cease operations in the Northern Mariana Islands. We have more on that story from Ralph Squillace, KK6-ITB.
Citing a shrinking listener audience, high costs of operation, and lingering damages inflicted by a Category 5 super typhoon in October of 2018, the Voice of America has decided to discontinue transmissions from its shortwave station in the Northern Mariana Islands. The Saipan and Tinian sites being silenced are part of the Robert E. Camosa transmitting station. The United States Agency for Global Media has made use of the station for multi-language programs from Voice of America and Radio Free Asia. William Martin, director of the U.S. Agency for Global Media's Transmitting Stations and Operations Division, said in a public statement, quote, "After decades of operation, these facilities are being phased out as shortwave audiences migrate to other media. Although these closures mark the end of an era, they are also bittersweet, as in closing these stations, we also say farewell to the people and communities that supported our mission for so many years," end quote. Martin himself had been the station manager from 2013 to 2019. The Saipan site started broadcasting in 1982, Tinian in 1999. This is Ralph Squillace, KK6-ITB.
A longtime member of the development team for the N1MM logger has become a silent key. We hear about him from Dave Parks, WB8 ODF.
Lawrence William Gauthier Jr., K8UT, was a DXer, a software expert both professionally and in ham radio, and an involved, community-minded Michigan resident. An accomplished and award-winning DXer, he was also deeply committed outside of radio to such activities as scouting and assisting community nonprofits with their websites. Larry became a silent key on the 13th of August. First licensed as a ham since 1968 with the call sign WB8BGO, Larry strove to harness the software expertise of his professional career to assist his fellow ham radio operators. He became part of the team that developed the popular N1MM logger, most recently offered his support by helping keep the documentation up to date and maintaining the website. He belonged to the Southeast Michigan DX Association and the South Lyon Amateur Radio Club. Larry was 73. This is Dave Parks, WB8ODF.
Amateurs in New Zealand and DXers around the globe are mourning the loss of a noted DXer and friend. We hear about him from Jim Meechan, ZL2BHF.
Like most other accomplished DXers, Ron Falconer, ZL4RMF, was well known for a signal that circled the globe. He was also known for an equally strong devotion to the contacts he made. Friends say Ron was never one to chase awards. What he valued were the many QSOs and the bonds that grew out of them. Ron, who had ongoing health issues with pulmonary fibrosis attributed to a lifetime of farming, became a silent key on the 3rd of August, according to his nephew, Murray Falconer. His friend and fellow team member for the NZART Jock White Field Day, John Graham, ZL4RO, recalled Ron as, quote, a DXer, contester, netmaster, and rag-chewing expert, end quote. Friends recalled that Ron became known for his carefully set-up shack in the pursuit of the joy of DX. John wrote, quote, his call sign often appeared on the QRZ DX list. No mean feat to achieve. Many hams visiting New Zealand made a point of coming to visit Ron at his QTH. They were made very welcome and a shack tour was mandatory, end quote. Alan Hayes, ZL4MD, said that Ron had more than 10,000 confirmed contacts across 161 countries. His friends worldwide were the awards he earned, and he always took time to nurture a love for radio in younger operators. Martin Belch, ZL4JH, Secretary of NZRT's Otago branch, said Ron might even take a visit to the UHF-VHF bands if communications help was needed locally, such as at a car rally. His nephew Murray said that in the end, Ron was cared for at home by his nieces and nephews as his health worsened. Murray said this enabled him to, quote, continue his radio passion right up to and including the day he passed, end quote. Ron died just short of his 72nd birthday. This is Jim Meechan, ZL2BHF.
Time for you to identify your station. We are the Amateur Radio Newsline, heard on bulletin stations around the world, including the K6 BVR repeater in Ventura, California on Sundays at 6:30 p.m. local time. Met up with Grace Pape, K8LG in Huntsville recently. Listen as Don Wilbanks, AE5DW, tells us how we celebrated this year's Young Ham of the Year.
On Saturday, August 17th, it was my honor to present the 2024 Bill Pasternak WA6ITF Amateur Radio Newsline Young Ham of the Year Award to 18-year-old Grace Pape, K8LG, at the Huntsville Ham Fest.
Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody. I really want to give a shout out to the Westchester Amateur Radio Association who nominated me for this award. I didn't realize that they had nominated me. I'm really a part of that club as well as many others. The Holland Amateur Radio Club I'm very a part of, and they support me and everything. As Don said, I'll be attending Cedarville University studying electrical engineering, and amateur radio really has impacted my choice and career. That's about it.
Grace exemplifies the spirit of the award, recognizing youth who are using amateur radio to further the state of the hobby and make the world a better place. Newsline's founder, Bill Pasternak, would be very proud of Grace, as we all are. Many thanks go out to our corporate underwriters who make it possible for us to continue Bill's vision. Yazoo USA, Heil Ham Radio, and Radio Waves Antennas. Also, our thanks to the Huntsville Hamfest Committee and volunteers for giving the award a home since 1993. If you know of a young radio amateur who you feel is deserving, we encourage you to nominate them for the 2025 award. The nominations will open up on March 1st of next year, and we hope to see you at the presentation next year on August 16th in Huntsville, Alabama. Congratulations, Grace, and welcome to the Newsline Young Ham of the Year family. We couldn't be more proud. I'm Don Wilbanks, AE5DW.
With International Lighthouse and Lightship Weekend concluded for 2024, organizer Kevin Mulcahy, VK2CE, reports that operators are already making plans for next year and have registered 30 lighthouses so far. He said that entities from the U.S., Germany, Aruba, Trinidad, and Tobago were on the list, as were 4 entities from Israel near the West Bank of the Gaza. Kevin said that he was pleased to have had 400 entries this year, given the conflicts and unrest around the world. He told Newsline, quote, "another big plus for ham radio and lighthouses," end quote. An amateur radio club has helped fill a gap in an emergency communications network in British Columbia with a much-needed repeater. We have that story from Andy Morrison, K9AWM. A missing piece in emergency communication for the valley and backcountry surrounding Canada's Wells Grey Provincial Park has finally been put into place. A new repeater station is up and running after hours of work by members of the Wells Grey Amateur Radio Club in Clearwater. It has become a vital part of a network that already serves such communities as Upper Clearwater, Mahood Lake, and Clearwater Lake in the event of rescues, missing persons reports, or natural disasters. The park itself is in a wild natural area of the Thompson-Nicola region of interior British Columbia. The hams provide communication support to first responders, such as those in the Upper Clearwater Volunteer Fire Brigade. The communication network also serves the Blackpool Fire Rescue and other fire departments around the valley. The club treasurer, Cliff Olson, BE7EIN, told the Clearwater Times website that having a more robust system allows for better network planning. This is Andy Morrison, K9AWM. Competitors in the award scheme known as HEMA are getting ready for a big weekend event at the end of this month. Jeremy Boot, G4NJH, tells us what's involved.
Adventure radio enthusiasts have been waiting for the 31st of August and the 1st of September, the weekend that marks the official launch of the HEMA Awards program in New Zealand. Hams there are making a special effort on this debut weekend to fill their logs and are hoping for some trans-Tasman H2H contact with Australian radio amateurs. Operators around the world wanting to earn HEMA awards should go to the HEMA website at hema.org.uk. The website contains a full explanation of how HEMA works, New Zealand hams will be able also to upload their logs to ontheair.nz, that's ontheair.nz, so they can compare their progress towards awards against other ZO hams. This is Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
In the world of DX, a special call sign 4A2MAX is on the air through the 31st of August in CW sideband and the digital modes on various bands. The activation is in remembrance of St. Maximilian Maria Kolbe, SP3RN, the Franciscan friar, killed at Auschwitz by the Nazis on the 14th of August in 1941 after he volunteered to take the place of a condemned Polish army sergeant. Father Kolbe was a shortwave operator and is considered to be the patron saint of amateur radio. For QSL details, visit QRZ.com. Listen for Uli, DO4UB, who is on the air from Arusha, Tanzania, using the call sign 5H2MUA on 15 and 10 meters sideband, QSL via DO2HQS. You can find Adam M6NXW on the air as 9G5AS from Bremen, Ghana, from the 26th of August to the 5th of September. Adam will be operating QRP on 20 through 10 meters using sideband FT8 and FT4. See QRZ.com for QSL details. Alex, SQ9UM, is operating holiday style as D4UM from Sal Island, IOTA number AF086, Cape Verde, until the 26th of August. Alex, using CW sideband FT8 and FT4, can be found on 80 through 6 meters, QSL via his home call. Our final story is about a broadcast engineer with a lifelong love of both the professional and the amateur side of things. He recently retired and was honored for his lifetime of good work. We hear more about him from Kent Peterson, KC0DGY.
Carl Sampieri, N4NRE, is credited with having built most of the broadcast stations in the Tennessee Valley. It was all part of a lifelong vocation, which he recently retired. The Alabama radio amateur has a long and distinguished career as a broadcast engineer. This month, it earned him the distinction of being Engineer of the Year, an honor conferred by the Alabama Broadcasters Association. Carl's lifelong commitment to radio began when he was 18 and got his first-class radio telephone license. Then, entering the U.S. Air Force, he became an airborne radio repairman. Commercial radio set the stage for the rest of his life starting in 1967 at stations WRSA and WSLV. As a military veteran, he moved back to Huntsville, Alabama, to a TV engineering job. He later worked as chief engineer for a public radio station for almost 2 decades. When he retired recently, Carl had been serving as a longtime engineer at the cluster of iHeart radio stations in Huntsville for more than a quarter of a century. According to his biography on the Alabama Broadcasters Association website, Carl is now concentrating on doing some renovations to his century-old house and getting some work done on a pair of amateur radio towers behind the house. At long last, he has the time to put the home back into homebrew. This is Kent Peterson, KC0DGY.
If a good day of radio is like poetry to you, pick up a pencil and join the Amateur Radio Newsline Haiku Challenge. Share your experience by sending an original haiku to us here at Newsline. Use the entry form on our website, arnewsline.org, and please follow the rules for writing your 3-line haiku. Sorry, but we cannot accept any entries that aren't written in traditional haiku form. Share with fellow listeners the poetry that is inspired by your ham radio experience. With thanks to the Alabama Broadcasters Association and Barish Nag Biswas, VU2, JFA, AMSAT News Service, Amateur Radio Daily, the ARRL, Clearwater Times, CQ Magazine, David Bihar, K7DB, the Deccan Herald, 425DX News, HEMA.org.uk, Matt, ZL4NVW, Murray Falconer, NASA, QRZ.com, Radio World, shortwaveradio.de, Times of India, the Wireless Institute of Australia, and your listeners. That's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline. We remind our listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-vol non-profit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website at arnewsline.org and know that we appreciate you all. We also remind our listeners that if you like our newscast, please leave us a 5-star rating wherever you subscribe to us. For now, with Karen Eve Murray, KD2 GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm I'm Neil Rapp, WB9VPG in Union, Kentucky, saying 7-3. And as always, we thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2024. All rights reserved.
Timeout. 15-second lock.
Hey, DLM, November 8, Whiskey Bravo.
At 8WB, W8ELM.
Yes, sir. You locked and loaded?
I am.
Excellent. Let the nets begin in 10 minutes. We'll see you back in just a little bit of time. November 8, Whiskey Bravo, clear with W8ELM.
Very good. Stefan standing by, W8ELM.
The weekly Serenet, featuring club news, trivia, and check-ins from some of the nicest hams in the universe starts in 5 minutes. Get ready for the weekly Serenet starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
CQ. This is November 8, Whiskey Bravo calling CQ for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday night weekly net. Net control this evening is yours truly, Stefan Sierra Tango Echo Papa Hotel Echo November. And my call sign is November 8 Whiskey Bravo. This net uses the club call sign Whiskey 8 Whiskey Kilo Yankees for all traffic. This is a controlled net, and all traffic must pass through net control. Emergency traffic may break into this net at any time. Sarah meets on this repeater every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. This net is open to all licensed amateurs, and any amateur is encouraged to check in and join us. Frequency is 147 Mark 390 with a PL of 114.8. All right, we're going to go through some announcements first, and followed by a round of in and out check-ins by counties, and then we'll move to regular check-ins, also by counties, and then to our trivia master for this evening, our very own Eric, W8ELM, who is standing in the wings. Personally, tonight, I don't have any announcements that I know of. I did do some scouring on our site, but if there's anyone who has any announcements, please call W8WKY, and I will give you airtime.
W8WKY, W88KOC.
W88KOC, go ahead, Fred. You're up, my friend, for the announcement.
Good evening to you, Stefan, and everyone else in here on the net. I just wanted to announce that tomorrow, August 28th, will be WB8 BMW Jim Cummings' birthday. We're going to wish him a celebratory time and enjoy some time with him on the radio tomorrow morning on the Barometer Net. But I just thought I'd mention that to everybody. WB8 BMW is going to turn high 80s. I don't remember exactly which birthday it is. 87. He's going to be 87 years old tomorrow. So if everybody keep him in their thoughts and their prayers. He's a good old guy, the old buzzard. Back to you. Sorry to bother you, Stefan. W8WKY.
W8KOC, W8WKY. Not a problem, my friend. That's why I said anybody that has announcements, please, and that's a big one, because we love Jim in the morning. So any other announcements, please call W8WKY.
W8WKY, NT8D.
NT8D, Dave, our friend, you're up with an announcement.
Thank you there, Stefan. I just want to remind everybody that we are still searching for somebody to accompany Stefan on a Saturday morning barometer. That's every other Saturday. Stefan came in and took half of Javen's Saturdays, and Javen needs to relinquish the rest of his Saturdays. So if you have any interest at all in having fun, and it is a fun time, being an NCO for the Barometer Net, please contact Stefan, myself, any of the net control operators, such as Fred, who just made his announcement, or any of the officers or trustees in the club. We'll get you all situated. We don't want to lay too much burden on anybody, but if you're interested, it is a fun activity. So back to you there, Stefan. Trying to get you a partner there, and you can check me in for full time for the net. W8WKY, NT8D.
NT8D, W8WKY, we do appreciate that. All right, going down my list. Any other announcements, please call W8WKY.
W8WKY.
Whiskey 8, Hotel Romeo Foxtrot, Josh in Akron.
Hotel Romeo Foxtrot, Josh, and I probably screwed that up, and I apologize, but you have the floor for an announcement.
W8WKY, W8HRF. Good evening, Stefan, and good evening to everybody on the net. Just wanted to mention Craig, N8OH, has invited Sarah Club members to participate in the Ohio State Parks on the Air activation that he is putting together along with a few others at Quail Hollow State Park coming up in a little under 2 weeks. So on September 7th, the setup will be at 8 a.m. at Quail Hollow. Operating time is 10 a.m. to 6 with teardown afterwards. There's a specific address and a Google Maps link on the website. It's a contest. I'm sure most of you have heard of Ohio State Parks on the Air. If anybody has interest and is looking for a group to join, he has he's invited our club. So I unfortunately won't be able to make that activation, but Craig's a good guy, and I know Mike and Chris, who will be there as well. So it should be a good time. So there's that, and then there's also another post on the website for the Cuyahoga Falls Everyone on the Air event that sounds really cool, coming up on the September the 11th from 4:30 to 7:30. Let me let everything reset there. So that'll be a really good event. They're kind of doing a Summit County version of Parks on the Air. Summit County Metro Parks. And it's focused towards technicians. So they'll be operating on bands like 2 meters, 70 centimeters, 6 meters FM, 10 meter sideband, so that technicians can get on the air and do a POTA-like activity. So there's more details on the website, but just wanted to mention those really quickly. Thanks, Stefan, and I'll be listening along. This is W8HRF.
All right, W8HRF, W8WKY. We do appreciate that, Josh. Thank you for sharing the information about Craig, N8OH, doing the Ohio State Parks on the Air, and thank you for sharing. Any other announcements, please call W8WKY. All right, nothing heard. For that last announcement, the Ohio State Parks on the Air, I did it many years ago. I did it at Portage Lake State Park. As a matter of fact, I think I placed 6th place that year. It's in, I'm going to say, the 3rd year or the 4th year. People want to look and download the thing, because they keep all the records right there. So you can actually download the PDFs of everybody that placed and who was where and all that kind of cool stuff. But it was a fun event, as all the parks on the air, but especially the Espoda for the Ohio State Park. So very, very cool. All right, break for a second. All right, I'm using NetLogger this evening, netlogger.org, and we'll be taking check-ins with a callback format. As I check you in, I'll repeat your call sign back to you right away so that you know that you're rogered into the net, and then I'll grab the next check-in. And if you would check in this evening, phonetically followed by alphanumerically, phonetically and alphanumerically, that would help me greatly as I take net check-ins. Running a little bit different. My antenna is in some serious trouble, but I am running remotely in my kitchen and with an antenna on a tripod, hoisted way up in the air. So I apologize for that, but I'm running a little bit different, and this will be for the next couple nets, I believe. But we're going to do a good job. That's what we're going to do. So tonight, I'd like to welcome any newly licensed hams or hams that are new to our net. Anyone that's new to our net or any newly licensed, we're going to give you the first go. So anyone newly licensed or new to our net, please call W8WKY. All right, we don't normally get a lot of those, but I'd like to make room for anyone that's newly licensed with their tech license or anyone who is new to our net. I'd like to give them a little bit of room. We'd like to take in and out check-ins to reduce collisions. We're going to take in and out check-ins by counties. I'm going to read them off. We'll wait a little bit as people check in, or if there aren't any check-ins in that county, we'll move to the next county and keep it moving a little bit. But in and out check-ins, so call signs phonetically and alphanumerically, if you could. Medina County. Anyone in Medina County who'd like to check in and out?
Whiskey Alpha 8, Juliet Romeo, WA8,
JR.
WAJR, John, got you on the list. Any other in and outs for Medina County?
In and out.
I think that was Mark. Was that Mark?
Yes.
All right, appreciate the check-in, Mark. Any other in and out Medina counties, please call. Medina County in and out. All right, Wayne County. Any Wayne County in and out check-in, please call. W8, WKY. Wayne County in and out.
Echo 8, India Mike Echo, David, Sterling, Ohio, in and out.
All right, got you there, David. K8, IME. We appreciate the air in Sterling. Always a good in and out goer there. Thank you so much for that. Any other in and outs in Wayne County?
Kilo Delta 8, Charlie Mike November, KD8 CMN, Harv, Worcester.
All right, appreciate it, KD8 CMN, Harv. Appreciate the in and out. Thank you, my friend. Any other Wayne County in and out? All right, let's move to Stark County. Any Stark County in and outs, please call. W8 WKY. Stark County in and out. All right, let's move to Cuyahoga County. We just got a couple more to go. Cuyahoga County in and outs. Please call W8 WKY. Any Cuyahoga in and out? All right, moving along. Summit County in and outs. Any Summit County in and outs, please call W8 WKY.
Whiskey 8, Charlie Tango Mike, W8 CTM, carry it, Portage Lakes, in and out.
There's my buddy, W8 CTM, our closer in the morning. Good to hear you, my friend. Sorry you're in and out, but I understand, and it's good to hear you always. All right, any other Summit in and outs, please call.
Whiskey Alpha 8, Kilo Oscar Charlie, WA8 KOC. I'll be in and out. Have a great... Sorry, Stefan.
No, you're fine. W8 KOC, we appreciate you, Fred, one of our morning net people who will be on tomorrow morning, as a matter of fact. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and then Gary Thursday, Friday. And I'm one of the every other Saturdays. And Dave, who you heard a little bit earlier, NTAD, is our Monday morning. Also, he is the net control disc jockey, as they say. He controls all the net controllers. There you go. There's a job. Cat herder. Any other Summit County in and outs, please call. W8 WKY.
Kilo Delta 8, Zulu Sierra Hotel, 88 DSH, Randy and Akron, in and out.
All right, I caught Randy, KD8 ZSH, in and out, and somebody was trying to do another call underneath him, but you weren't holding the repeater, so if you'd like to call back and give me your call sign phonetically, I'll get you on the list as an in and out if that's what you were working towards. All right, just not in a good spot. Just not in a good spot at this particular moment. So if you'd like to call in a little bit later, whoever that was. It's just picket fencing and really bad in between the pickets. a lot of white space between the pickets, as they say. All right, any other Summit counties? And then we're going to do one last section for this, and then we're going to go to our regular net check-ins. Any other Summit County in and outs, please call W8WKY.
Kilo Echo 8, Yankee November Juliet, KE8YNJ, John in Norton.
All right, K8YNJ, John in Norton, got you there. And we also have the WEAWIZ, the Wiz, if he's listening. He's out there in Norton with you, too. Last one for Summit County in and outs. Any in and outs, please call. All right, any county, anywhere who would like to do in and out. This is our last in and out check-in. Then we're going to move over to the regular net. Any counties anywhere that would like to do an in and out check-in, please call W8WKY.
Kilo Delta 8, November Echo Oscar, KD8NEO, Darrell in Holmes County, in and out.
KD8NEO, appreciate that, Darrell. Any other check-ins for in and out? I think that was Bill. Is that correct? NAWS? Was that you, Bill? I'm pretty sure that was Bill, but you're not holding or hanging on to the repeater. I'm not sure why. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was NAWS. So appreciate the in and out check-in. Say hi to Judy for us. Any other in and out check-ins, please call W8WKY.
This is Alpha India 5, Hotel Victor, Greg and Broken Arrow, checking into the Sarah Club net.
All right, Alpha India 5, Hotel Victor, are you sticking around for the whole net, Greg, or are you going to just be in the in and out portion? Just let me know.
Sorry, y'all, stick around for the whole net there. I just jumped off of another net and got on this one. I apologize if I checked in out of turn there.
No reason to apologize. No reason at all. We do appreciate you being there. I got you on the list, and then we're going to take one more little quick round and see any last people in and out, and then I'm going to move over to the regular net, regular side of the net.
W8KFW checking in and out.
All right, W8KFW, Carl, we do appreciate that. Thank you for the in and out check-in last time, and then we're going to be moving over to regular check-ins. Last in and out.
This is Whiskey 8, Uniform Alpha, in and out.
There he is, Javen, W8UA, Javen. We were just talking about you a second ago. That's the person who has been doing this net for a long time on Saturdays, and then last year he asked me if I would help him out because he was getting busier, and now Javen is leaving us, but not permanently in the sense of amateur radio, but permanently for a while on the net control side of things. So that's the person we're talking about. So if anybody would like to fill that spot, and those are big shoes to fill, because Javen did a great job. And I'm sorry I couldn't be in your last night, Javen, but I know I heard it was a good one. A lot of people talking and checking in, a lot of people talking. So very cool. All right, that was the last one we'll do, and we're going to move over to the regular side of tonight's net. So give me 1 second just to reset myself, and here we go. All right, next we're going to take regular check-ins, also by county. It helps us out a little bit. This time we're going to take regular check-ins. If you want to give me your call sign alphanumerically, and my apologies, phonetically and then alphanumerically, that would be great. It would help me with the logging as you did the first round of the in and out check-ins. And we're going to take check-ins starting by Medina County. Now, this is the side of the net if you want to listen to and hear Eric, W8ELM's great trivia question and take a shot at answering it as well. This is the side you want to be on. Not that that other side's a bad side. It's just that this is the side where you want to be to answer the question. All right, with that said, I'll shut up And I'll take some Medina County check-ins for the regular net. Medina County check-ins, please call W8 WKY.
Kilo Echo 8, Zulu Romeo, KE8 ZZR, Harry and Wadsworth. Good evening, Stefan, and yes, I'll be sticking around.
All right, KE8 ZZR, Harry got you there in the log, and Harry just recently passed his test with us when we were down in Wayne County. Very cool. Good to have you here. And more check-ins for the for Medina County. Any more check-ins?
Kilo Delta 2 Echo Papa Oscar KD2 EPO John and Sharon.
All right, KD2 EPO. Appreciate that, my friend. You're probably right over in Sharon. Nice. Not far away. All right, more Medina County check-ins. Please call. All right, Wayne County check-ins for the regular net. Wayne County, please call W8 WKY.
W8 WKY, this is Kilo Delta 8 Sierra Lima Golf, KD8 SLG, Nick in Orville.
KD8 SLG, W8 WKY. We do appreciate that, Nick. Thank you so much for being with us. Any other Wayne County, please call.
Kilo Charlie 8 Hotel Delta Papa KC8 HDP Jerry in Shreve.
KC8 HDP, we do appreciate you being here, Jerry. Another one of our VEs and a couple VEs here this evening, including Eric coming up. So very, very cool. Good to have you guys. All right, Wayne County check-ins, please call.
Yeah, Kilo Delta 8, Charlie Mike November. If you would, move me up to the active.
All right, Harvey, I'll move you up to the active. Not a problem. Just give me 1/2 a second, and we will put you right there. All right, cool. And I'm going to take some more Wayne County check-ins. Wayne County check-ins, please. If you'd like to check in, please call.
November 8, Delta Romeo Delta. That's N8 DRD Don in Marshallville.
N8 DRD Don in Marshallville got you there in the log. Thank you, my friend. Any other Wayne County check-ins, please call. All right, Stark County check-ins. Please call W8 WKY.
Please copy Kilo Echo 8 Uniform India Bravo KE8 UIB John in Massillon.
All right, there's our buddy K8 UIB. Appreciate the check-in. Any other starts, please call.
W8 WKY.
Kilo Alpha 8 Mike November Tango K88 MNT Tom in Canton.
All right, K8 MNT. We appreciate you being here, Tom. Any other Stark County, please call. All right, we'll throw it really far north again. Cuyahoga County. Any Cuyahoga County residents who would like to check into the night tonight, please call W8 WKY, Cuyahoga County.
Kilo Echo 8 Victor Zulu Alpha KE8 VZA Eric in Strongsville.
All right, K8 VZA. I knew we had somebody out there. I knew we did. So appreciate that. Any other Cuyahoga, please call. All right, usually we don't have a lot. Summit County, let's move over to Summit, see if we got any people there. Summit County, please call. W8 WKY.
W8 WKY, this is WO3X, Whiskey Oscar 3 X-ray. Name here is John. I'm in Cuyahoga Falls.
WO3X, John, you tell me that every week or every time I run the net. I know who you are, my friend, but that's great to hear. Appreciate you being here. It's always great having you. All right, any other Summit County, please call.
W2JLS. This is John in Fairlawn.
All right, W2JLS, we got you on the list over there in Fairlawn, Summit County. Any other summits, please call. Any other Summit counties? All right, last round. Any county, anywhere. Any county, anywhere. If you'd like to be on the net and answer Eric's trivia question, any county, anywhere check-ins I'm taking. Just call W8 WKY.
W8 WKY from KB8 VGX, Steve in Williamsfield, Ohio, Ashtabula County.
Let me see if I think I screwed that up. Could you give it to me phonetically? I typed it in wrong.
Yeah, no problem. It's Kilowatt Bravo 8, Victoria, Germany, X-ray, KB8 VGX, Steve in Williamsfield.
All right, I got you. KB8 VGX. So you spell your name the same way I do, but I pronounce it Stefan, and I was actually born in Geneva. So that's pretty cool. All right, my friend, we'll get right back to you shortly. Anywhere else? Any check-ins from anywhere, any state, any county, any country, any place? Please call W8 WKY.
Seven, copy. KC8, Fox Queen Victor, Mark in Aurora, Portage County, KC8 FQV.
KC8 FQV, appreciate that, Mark. Any other check-ins, please call. All right, last round of check-ins so we can get Eric's trivia question in here. Last round of check-ins. Please call W8 WKY.
W8 GMF in Wayne County.
All right, Gary, appreciate that. W8 GMF, appreciate that. Another one of the VEs that we have, so thank you so much for the Wayne County people. Any other check-ins? Last one.
Kilo 4 Oscar Golf, Mark in Copley.
All right, Mark, got you there on the log. K4OG, the new call sign threw me for a second. I keep forgetting you got a new call. So the voice I know, the call I don't. But I'll get there. Last check-in, and then we're going to move on to Eric's trivia question. Any last check-in? All right, we're going to send our net for a moment over to Eric, W8 ELM, for tonight's trivia question. And Eric says this is a good one. So get your thinking caps on, because we're going to get it done. W8 ELM, W8 WKY, you're up, my friend. It's great to have you here this evening.
W8 WKY from W8 ELM. Well, good evening, Stefan. And thank you. I'm not sure how good it is.
I'm going to try to simplify this one a little bit. First of all, I'll read it as I wrote it. The term stat is derived from the Latin word statum, and in medicine means immediately. It can also be a combining form used with another term to mean any of the following except. Now let me see if I can make that make sense. So you take the term stat, S-T-A-T, and combine it with something else, and you form a word that could mean any of the following. A, alpha, a large structure or formation. B, bravo, an instrument for reflecting something in only one direction. C, Charlie, a regulating or stabilizing device. Or D, Delta, an agent causing inhibition of growth. One more time. The term stat is derived from the Latin word statum, and in medicine it means immediately. I'm sure you've all heard that on the old hospital shows on TV. It can also be a combining form used with another term to mean any of the following except. So you choose the one that it is not used. A, alpha, a large structure or formation. B, bravo, an instrument for reflecting something in only one direction. C, Charlie, a regulating or stabilizing device. Or D, Delta, an agent causing inhibition of growth. Doesn't kill it, just slows it down. Back to net.
W8 ELM, W8 WKY, November 8 Whiskey Bravo, all the numbers, all the call signs, all the King's horses, and all the King's men. Man, that question gave me the inhibition to answer it. Wow, that's a good one. Well, I'm going to send it out there to get to the smartest and brightest people, brighter than I am. Let's just say that. We're going to start way up at the top, down there in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. And we are going to reach out to AI5HV, W8WKY. Greg, you're up, my friend. It's great to have you here this evening. What do you think Eric's trivia question answer is?
W8WKY.
This is Alpha India 5, Hotel Victor, and wow, that's a good question. I'm not sure I know the answer, so I'm probably just going to have to, and it's any of the following except, right? So what I'm going to do is I am going to pick a large structure or formation.
AI5HV, W8WKY. We do appreciate that. The answers are being tabulated. They're tabulating them as we speak. So thank you so much, Greg. And you'll hear the answer at the end of the set. KE8ZZR. W8WKY. Harry, you're up, my friend. It's great to have you here this evening. What do you think Eric's trivia question answer is?
W8WKY. That's Eric. That's a good trivia question there. You got me. You stumped me on that second part of that question there. So I'm just going to take a wild guess and go with D. So D is in dog. I'll turn it back to you, Stephen, 7-3.
K8ZZR, W8WKY. We do appreciate you, Harry, and another good answer that's being tabulated right there. Moving over to K2, my apologies, KD2EPO, W8WKY. John, you're up, my friend. It's great to have you here tonight. What do you think Eric's trivia question answer is?
W8WKY, this is KD2EPO. Well, the few times I've hopped on this net, I've at least been able to make a partial educated guess. This one, I have absolutely no idea. So I'll go with one of the choices that hasn't been picked yet, and I'll say B, Bravo.
KD2EPO, W8WKY. We do appreciate you, John, and Eric is getting all those answers ready, and we're all going to be surprised at the end of it. And I'm going to be the most surprised because that's a good trivia question. KD8SLG, W8WKY. Nick, you're up, my friend. It's great to have you here this evening. What do you think Eric's trivia question answer is?
W8WKY, this is KD8SLG. Good evening, Stefan, and all of the Sarah netizens here tonight. Let's start with trivia. I'm going with Bravo. I think I have the other three answers down. At least I think I do. So I'm going with Bravo tonight. Looking forward to finding out if and when we've got the field trip to K3LR lined up. So I'm eagerly awaiting what's going to come out of that. And I want to put that on my calendar because I think that's going to be a good time. This is KD8SLG. Back to net control.
KD8SLG, W8WKY. We do appreciate that, Nick. Yeah, that's going to be a good one. It's going to be a really good trip. There's going to be a lot of good travel there, and the location is beautiful, and his setup is phenomenal. So very, very cool. KC8HDP. W8WKY. Jerry, you're up, my friend. It's great to have you here this evening. What do you think Eric's trivia question answer is?
Well, good evening, Stefan. Great to be here. Good evening, Eric. Boy, what an awesome trivia question. Boy, thinking about this one's making my brain hurt. Ow. No one's picked C yet. I have no clue, so I'm going to go with Charlie. There you go, Charlie. I would like to say congratulations to Marty, N8XPK, who passed his extra class license test on Saturday. So if you see Marty around or talk to him, make sure you congratulate him on his successful test. Gosh, don't really have anything else, so I'm going to send things back to you, Stefan. W8WKY and the net from KC8HDP 73.
KC8HDP, W8WKY. We do appreciate you, Jerry. Yeah, that was a special test that Gary sent out to me. He said, hey, can we get some of our guys on it? And I'm so glad that you were able to jump on it to help those guys who were going to be taking their extra test. And that was real nice of you and the rest of the two VEs who did that. So very, very cool. Very cool. So glad for Marty. Marty is he's one of our good ones. Well, everybody's a good one, but he's one of our good ones. And all the stuff that Marty does for the club is another one of those really cool things. So KD8CMN, W8WKY. Harv, you're up, my friend. It's great to have you here this evening. What do you think Eric's trivia question answer is?
Good evening, everybody. This is KD8CMN. I listened really well, like 3 times. And if it went in, came out right, I'm going to pick A, Alpha. And what a great question. KD8CMN.
KD8CMN, W8WKY. Appreciate you being here, my friend. Thank you so much. And Eric is tabulating those answers as we speak, as a matter of fact. N8DRD, W8WKY. Donald, you are up, my friend, out there in Marshallville. What do you think Eric's trivia question answer is?
W8WKY. This is N8DRD, and I haven't a clue. So I'm going to just going to go with C. Who knows? I'll be looking forward to the answer, though. But I'd like to wish everybody 73s. Good being back on the net. It's been a while, so I'll turn it back over to net control. N8DRD, W8WKY. We do appreciate you being here, Don. It's always good to hear you, and I'm glad that you're back. So thank you. Keep joining us anytime, anywhere we have a net. You're always welcome. K8UIB, W8WKY. John, our buddy John down there, the T-shirt guy. All right, my friend, you are up. And what do you think Eric's trivia question answer is?
W8WKY from K8UIB. Good evening, Stefan. Everybody out there on the net. And we'll knock the trivia question out the way first. Doing the weekly messaging back and forth to my mom and dad, so you guys know they're listening there in good old Summit County in Akron. And we're all going with A tonight. We'll all take Alpha and see where that lands. And it's a really good question. So, and we were all three of us were on the same page with that. So that's a rarity there. So we'll see how that goes. But with that, I hope everybody's having a good evening. Hope everybody's staying cool and staying safe. It's been a hot couple of days these last few, and a couple more to go. So with that, you guys, this is K8UIB. I'm living that $5 dream, a nickel at a time. I'm going to hand this back over to Net Control 73s, y'all. And thanks for running the net, Stefan.
K8UIB, W8WKY. John, for you, I would run this net anytime. Well, for everyone, I'd run the net anytime because that's what I love doing is nets. So very, very cool. All right. Let's move over to the guy that gives us humor in the mornings and is one of the funniest people that I know on the air. K8MNT, W8WKY. Tom, what do you think that Eric's trivia question is? And you're up, my friends. Great to have you here this evening.
W8WKY, this is K8MNT. Good evening, everybody that's on the net and everybody that's planning to get on the net. Well, let's see, the trivia. I got no idea, so I'm going to go with Delta. And that is most likely wrong, but I could pick any one of the other three and still be wrong, so that's what I'm going to do. I had an exciting day today. We had our luncheon with the 6-meter group that we have and solved a lot of the world's problems and created a few, as usual. But we had a good time, and that's all that counted as far as that goes. Also had another little adventure. Went to McDonald's today and had a kids meal, and it was really good. Unfortunately, his mother was extremely mad at me. So with that, I'm going to say 7-3s. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy. Keep smiling. This is K8MNT. Back to W8WKY.
K8MNT, W8WKY. We do appreciate. I told you he's a funny man. Right there. Funny guy. Right there. K8BZA, W8WKY. Eric, you're up, my friends. Great to have you here this evening down there in Cuyahoga County. What do you think Eric's trivia question answer is?
W8WKY. This is KE8VZA over here in Strongsville. Good to hear you, Stefan. Good to hear everyone else out there, too. Trivia, I'm going to go with Alpha. And I'm looking at the other answers, and Bravo, Charlie, and Delta, they all do something, whereas Alpha is just sitting there. So it's a stretch. I'm pulling at threads here, but we'll go with Alpha. Not a whole lot going on. I was out in the backyard, and the sky got dark a little while ago, and I looked at the radar, and sure enough, all those warnings my phone was trying to grab my eyes with were for real, and there's a storm coming down from like Detroit out of the northwest. So we're going to get Where I am, I'm going to get hit sometime a little after 9 o'clock, and should be some rain and a little lightning and whatnot. Good show, I hope. Anyway, let's see. My XYL had an interesting experience coming home on 480 West this morning, or this evening. Traffic came to a halt. I don't know what the problem was. Probably some sort of an accident a couple miles ahead, but people were turning around and going the wrong way in traffic, and like out on the berm and stuff. So not sure where they were going, but not a safe thing. And all they had to do was wait another 5-10 minutes, and traffic started moving again. So anyway, not something you see every day, thankfully. But so Alpha for the trivia. Good to hear everyone. And hopefully the storm won't disrupt power or anything like that. I probably jinxed this by saying it. KE8 VZA back to net control.
KE8 VZA, W8WKY. We appreciate you being here, Eric. Thank you so much. Yeah, my mother just texted me and said she's in Brunswick and she's sitting in her car before she can get in the house because it's pouring rain. And so that gives me a little bit of a thought. Since I'm on a temporary setup, I'm going to keep going with this net, but as soon as the net's over, I'm going to run out there and pull my antenna down and move on, as they say. WO3X, W8WKY. John, you're up, my friend. It's great to have you here this evening. What do you think Eric's trivia question answer is?
Good evening, Stefan, and all on the net. This is WO3X. Let's see, I participated in the Ohio QSO party on Saturday. I'm not sure how many counties I made. I got about 2,700 some points. I didn't get anywhere near the 88 counties, but I did get West Virginia and Indiana, along with quite a few, maybe half of the 88 counties. And so my score was, I think it was 2752. And I was the only one that showed participation as a Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club member. So that's how that goes. The other guy in the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club associated himself with North Coast contesters or something like that. So let's see, on the trivia question, I don't have any idea, but I'm going to go with B Bravo. And I missed what the answer was for last week's. I think I chose D Delta, but I moved on to the WatchNet and then the Lisbon Area Amateur Radio Association Tuesday night 2-meter net, which both started at 9. So I didn't get back to this net to see what the answer was. So with that, back to the net. W8WKY, this is WO3X.
WO3X, W8WKY. We do appreciate you being here, John. Thank you so much. And as I said earlier, the tabulations are tabulating with Eric tabulating those. W2JLS, W8WKY. John, you're up, my friend. Great to have you here this evening. What do you think Eric's trivia question answer is?
W8WKY. Good to be here, sir. Good evening on your ears to you and the rest of the listeners out there, and the participants, the netizens, as Nick likes to say. I think it's a great question. I heard it wrong to begin with. I did the part about all of them except. I was thinking which of the instead of all of the except. And with that, I had an answer picked, and then as I reheard the question, I had to modify. So I'm going to go with choice A. I'm not sure of that, but that's my guess, and I'm sticking to it. Anyway, good to hear everybody tonight. This is W2JLS in Farallon, where it's hot, and it's looking to storm. Very humid over here. That might be a nice, really Back to you, sir.
W2JLS, W8WKY. We do appreciate you being here, John. Thank you so much. KV8VGX, W8WKY. Steven, it's great to have you here this evening down there in Ashtabula County. What do you think Eric's trivia question answer is?
Well, thanks, Stefan, and thanks for having me in the net. And I really don't know. I was kind of eating a burger and not really thinking too much about it. But I heard some sound logic from some of the other netizens this evening, and I'm going to go with A, just for the heck of it. And if I'm wrong, we can blame them, because I really didn't put much thought into it. But nice net. I listen to you guys all the time. I don't usually check in. And so I figured, what the hey, we'd give a shout and check in tonight and be a part of the net. And that's about all I got for you this evening. So back to you, Stefan. This is KB8VGX.
KB8VGX, W8WKY. We appreciate you being here, Stephen. Thank you so much for joining us. KC8FQV, W8WKY. Mark, you're up, my friends. Great to have you here. What do you think Eric's trivia question answer is?
All right, KCFQV. Yeah, I'm going to say C. I'm going to try C on trivia. Yeah, I got the Roger County's done, and we got the absolute tech. We're over here, and the rain just started coming down here maybe 10 minutes ago. So that was real interesting, but we'll send it back to net, KCFQV.
KC8FQB, W8WKY. We do appreciate you being here, Mark. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, moving over to Wayne County, W8GMF, W8WKY. Gary, it's great to have you here this evening. My apologies. My voice is falling apart. What do you think Eric's trivia question answer is?
Yeah, W8WKY in the net, W8GMF. Well, thank you, Stephen. And this one of them that kind of got me baffled a little bit. I know two of them are, and I've heard some answers tonight that amaze me. But I'm going to go through a little bit of guess, a little bit of logic, and go with A. Also, because it's been real popular, and I'm going to go with the masses. So take your choice as to why I chose A, but I'm going to go with A tonight. And again, thanks for running the net.
W8GMF, W8WKY. We do appreciate you being here, Gary. Thank you so much, and also for being one of the VEs that's always there for the Wayne County sessions and some of our Medina counties. So appreciate that as well. K4OG, W8WKY. Mark, you're up, my friend. It's great to have you here this evening. What do you think Eric's trivia question answer is?
W8WKY.
Well, there you go, W8WKY, K4OG. Good evening, everybody. I think the answer to Eric's trivia question is the bottom one, Delta. I'm going to go with Big D. Not much to say. Been busy this week, Stephan, awfully busy last week and this week, and thank you for running the net and giving me some time to play on the air and enjoy this wonderful hobby. K4OG, back to net.
K4OG, W8WKY. We do appreciate you, Mark. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. And yes, we had a great net, and I am going to. Normally I would take another round of check-ins, but because the storm looks like it's coming and I kept my eye on the weather and there were no storms at all, I'm going to hand it over to Eric to give us that answer, because I'm going to have to pull down my, as they say, pull the shutters really quickly for my setup, because I don't want to get, if there is any lightning, get zapped. So let me hand it over to W8ELM for tonight's trivia question answer. And Eric, what a great trivia question that was. Please let us know who got it and what the answer was, because, man, that was a good one.
W8WKY, W8ELM. The correct answer is A, a large structure or formation. That's not one of the things that you can use stat in, as far as I can tell, anyway.
let's see, AI5HV, KD8CMN, KE8UIB, and Mom and Dad, KD8VZA, W2JLS, KB8VGX, and W8GMF. Letter B, a heliostat would be an example. It's a mirror that reflects sunlight. If you've ever seen those solar power towers where they have thousands of mirrors all pointed up at the top of the tower. A heliostat. C, you're going to kick yourself. A thermostat regulates temperature. And D, a bacteriostat, inhibits the growth of bacteria without destroying them necessarily, so something like an antiseptic might be an answer there. Thanks everyone for participating. This is W8ELM back to net as the rain begins.
W8ELM, W8WKY, we appreciate you, Eric, and your trivia question every week. Once again, Sarah would like to thank and wish everyone who participated in tonight's net very great rest of your week, and don't forget Barometer Net mornings at 7 a.m., and I believe W8KOC is on tomorrow morning. Don't forget breakfast at Bueller's in Wadsworth on Saturday mornings at 7 a.m. as well, and at this time, we're going to close the net with, if there was a drum roll, we'd have it, with 29 people who checked in, including our very own W8CTM, our closer in the mornings, who was really nice to hear Carrie there. And also the trifecta tonight goes to the family of K8UIB. Let Mom and Dad, there's a lot of roars there. You got the trifecta, baby. You guys all got it. So, that being said, I'm going to pull my equipment in about a second. I'm working on my new radio go box that I bought from Frank Roman, KC8BKA today, in case he's listening, and I really like it, and I traded him another go box that he made years ago, but I like this go box as well. So I'm going to send it out to everyone and say thank you for being on the net tonight, always making it real nice. I enjoy doing these nets. I enjoy amateur radio. I enjoy this club, and I enjoy all of you. November 8, Whiskey Bravo, and W8WKY are both clear. 73, my friends, and we'll see you down the road.
Was last week's answer DBU?
This is W8ELM, and you are correct, John. DBU is a ratio of two audio sound levels, and the question was decibel measurements that are common for radio antennas or amplifiers.
Okay, thanks, Fred. This is W03X. I'll be clear. Thanks a lot.
W8ELM clear.
W8ELM, W8GMF. You still here, Eric?
Still here, Gary. Getting ready to go down to the WatchNet pretty quick.
Yeah, I am getting ready to go down there too, but just for information, after last week's net, I got it right, and that was my answer as well. But I looked it up, and an AI overview, I don't know what it's true, but also in a couple other places, the electrical field in DBU is a unit used extensively, by the Federal Communications Commission when referring to field strength. And another place up here says in radio frequency engineering, DBU is a unit of measurement used to express the strength of an electric field. It stands for decibels above 1 microvolt per meter. So I didn't mention that last week, but I found that rather interesting. W8ELM, W8GMF. We'll see you down on the other net.
All right, very good. Thanks, Gary. And yeah, it was really complex. Some of the symbols are used for multiple things and are not very commonly used. But DBU, I think, is most commonly used to express audio sound levels. But you're right about that. I'll see you down there. W8ELM will be clear and QSY to the WatchNet.
W8WKY. W8WKY, repeater PL1 14.8. W8WKY.